It done because we needed the code from Soul, and Soul is just never really available to give us anything. Yeah, I know you and Astro are feeding. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, AT. But goodness. Here. Oh, perfect. Actually, let me go ahead and you can speak your piece in a moment, Mercy. I see you there, and I will let you up in a minute. I just want to clarify a few things, and then I'll go ahead and most definitely let you speak your piece because you are probably one of the main victims of Soul for
Mhm.
say. I would like you to be able to speak your piece at least in front of like the audience. Um, but yeah, no. So these 2 were kinda unavailable. They weren't really doing much to help with development. They weren't really leading anyone in, like, a direction. That is purely, like, all on our dev leads. Like, one person that I can give a huge shout out to is Aaron. Aaron pretty much scripted the entire tea time update, like, by himself. He was working on that day in and day out, like, by himself.
Bro was
He is the
dying.
go for that. Like, he was dying. He was quite
Yeah, he
literally
was
working
quite
himself to
literally
death.
working himself to death. It really put a strain on him, and I feel bad that we had to do that.
I know. Yeah, no, it sucks, especially considering we had 2 other programmers, one of them being Soul, but they just weren't available at all.
Yeah, so
They
he
weren't available, and there was the pressure of a quote unquote deadline, uh, that we needed to at least get an update out for you guys. So please, like, give some appreciation to Aaron. Aaron is amazing. He's a very talented programmer, and
we wouldn't be here
he
without him.
helps us a lot. Yeah, no, we love you, Aaron. I don't know if you're even here, but if this like does get out to you, you're great. You already heard it from me a bunch. So no,
I guess he's
preferably no
alright.
staff on stage. I'm sorry. But yeah, no. Um, so just to kind of like vaguely say it, Aaron, who was putting out so much work, was getting paid considerably less compared to Ava, who was putting pretty much no work at all. I can't really give specific amounts on stage, but it is available on Twitter. There is people that are talking about it. If you can find it, go find it. Like I implore you to because it is quite ridiculous how much she was getting paid for no work that was being done. Um, but yeah, no. For people asking about Noli, like, okay, read the room for a minute. I know you guys like care for the game and stuff and want like want the game to like continue getting updates and stuff, but we would like to at least clarify the more important stuff before we actually get on to like what's happening like with future updates of the game. Um so like please read the room. Um So let me go ahead and goodness. I've been I woke up this morning, like everything that seemed like perfectly fine. We were handed over quote unquote ownership, but it was apparently temporary. We were answering questions on like publicly through Twitter and stuff, trying to clean up whatever mess that Soul and Ava left around. And I wake up this morning and just to find that I've been kicked out of the holder account. Um and apparently Soul wants to sell the game. And ever since like I woke up at 9 a.m. this morning, this was all that I have been dealing with. Like
All of us.
all of us have been dealing with
All of us,
this like the whole time, and we were trying to convince him otherwise. But I'm just gonna say it. Ava, you're a manipulative ass bitch, bro. Like I don't care. I don't care. Like if people should send this to you, you're manipulative as shit. You involve yourself with like so. Hold on. Let me just like kind of. I want to give this like really a word for word kind of like what she said to us when we were added into the group chat to uh quote unquote discuss everything with the people that were interested in buying the game. Um Apparently they were upset with us stabbing them behind their back. with taking over ownership of the game, trying to clean up whatever PR we had left publicly. And apparently her and Soul wanted to come back and take another chance, even though we already stressed it with them how much of a bad idea this is. It is very disingenuous just to say that there's new owners as a front, just to go behind your guys' back in 180 and oh, all of a sudden 8 of them still are back. Like, no, that is so
That is
unbelievably
not. That
dumb.
is.
That's not
That's
how it works.
terrible.
That
That's
doesn't
not how it
sit
works.
right with me morally. That does not sit right with me
That is
or a lot of the
terrible.
other people morally.
We all did not want that.
Yeah, no. So just to kind of preface this, we like Haitoko was stressing this to Ava. When Ava was saying we acted without them, tried removing their stuff, and that the agreement was temporary, that they were the holder, that they owned the game, and the agreement was that publicly we were the owner temporarily. Haitoko stressed that how fucked up that is, just to kind of say that to everyone, and that they weren't really thinking like any of this remotely further and how many massive ramifications it would cause. And she was like, that was the agreement that you went back on. If you try interfering, there's going to be legal hell to pay. Um, which I
God,
think is
dude.
extremely funny because none of us are contractually like under any sort of
We're not
legal.
legally. We're not really under any legal obligation to like keep everything private. So I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah, like they wanted to get us on like NDAs, but since Soul was really lazy and didn't bother to do any of that,
It just never
we
fucking happened.
it never happened, and here we are. Here we
Yeah.
are. We
So
can
just
kind of just say what we
too
want,
bad. Listen up,
but
guys.
yeah, no, but shit, bro. To continue on, just to kind of continue on. Let me go ahead and see another thing that she said because a lot of her words, like I'll post screenshots of these on Twitter when I get the chance to, because there's a lot of people that I need to like answer questions for still. Um, there's been like multiple like other victims that can really speak up for Ava's behavior in specific. Um, a lot of the stuff that she's saying or how she acts in her mannerisms kind of aligns with all the prior incidents that has happened with them. Um, let me go ahead and honestly, I'm too lazy to kind of grab it at the moment. I will put everything on Twitter when I get the chance to, but I just want to kind of get going and sum up everything. Um, so basically, since there was a quote unquote conflict of interest, they owned the holder group. We own the Discord server, which is technically underneath Forsaken's IP, that I hold ownership over. Um, they couldn't sell the game, and our plan was to withhold that from them. We were not going to give them the Discord server, um, so there could be no transaction that was done. And I made this abundantly clear with them. Like I'll post more things on it later, but like, especially like screenshots for say, but the whole thing that we were dealing with like today was just making sure that we wouldn't continue on with this transaction because a
Mhm.
lot of us were against it. We made this clear to them that we didn't want this to happen. Um how does the Discord stop it? Couldn't they keep another server? Because it's tied to Forsaken's IP. It's Forsaken's official Discord server, therefore making it a conflict of interest, so they couldn't sell it. That is what they told us. That is what they told us directly. Um, so we've kind of been just like withholding the Discord server from them. Um, in hopes of like at least being able to talk to them and at least try to convince them like to listen to us, especially considering a lot of people's livelihoods depends on this game, working for this game. We have given so many people like opportunities to be able to showcase their work, and like it sucks that we couldn't necessarily be 100% sure or ensure that these people would be safe, that their wages would still be set in stone. Um, so since they couldn't get a transaction done, um, at least like legally, if I remember correctly, um, they decided the next best thing to do was instead just take like a large sum of our group funds. And by a large sum, I mean at least like three-fourths, probably even a little bit more than three-fourths of our group's funds. And kind of just give the group to these new people. And I'm not trying to like drag these people through the mud, especially the people that acquired the game, because we are very, very fortunate that they are allowing us to be able to continue with our own creative direction of the game. We are very like happy that we're able to at least like keep the same people that we have working on the game and continue to keep doing what we're doing, hopefully. Um,
Mhm.
but what Soul and Ava did is inexcusable to us. It is like we have lost so much trust in these people. Um so many people that were friends with Soul and Ava for a very long time kind of just like cut off like that. Like pretty much betrayed like that. Like it's unfortunately like really really dumb. Goodness. So I guess like this definitely wasn't the way that we wanted things to go. The original plan, at least that we talked with to Soul, like at least Kaiser talked to Soul. Kaiser is one of our other PR folk. Is that it was going to be handed over to him in ownership as Soul trusted him. Um, and me and Haitoko would be co-owners still, maybe even owners, and potentially they could take all the funds in the group and just hand over the legal stuff to us, and we'd be more than fine with that. Like we were more than ready for that, to be completely honest, because we just
Mhm.
wanted them off the game. We wanted them
No,
off the game. We wanted to be able to work on the game again because we couldn't do anything. We couldn't ensure our contributors were gonna get paid. We couldn't ensure that our staff was gonna continue to get paid. Like, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that, like, it kinda they said one thing and then went back against it, but I'm honestly not even surprised at the moment. I guess I we were kinda just hopeful for something to at least happen, but,
nope. It don't turn out that way, it seems.
like, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. And, like, it's unfortunate.
We're doing the best we can in our situation.
We really we're trying to. There's still a lot of unanswered questions that like we aren't sure of, that we still need to talk to like the new folks that um are acquiring like ownership of the game.
Mhm.
So like there's still a lot of things that we aren't like 100% on. Um but I do know that people like the people were like skeptical that this is like Soul on an ult or something because this account made like 24 hours ago. No,
It's
this
not.
is just
It's not.
this is just our this is literally just our like our new boss's
These
ult.
are new buses,
Like
yes.
I've talked to this guy. We just got done talking to this guy. This isn't Soul at all. And I
He's
know that
pretty
we
chill.
can't really like he's actually pretty chill. And we'll definitely see. He's yeah, he is British though. He is British. He
Hey,
is
nobody
British.
has to know that.
No,
Nobody
Isaac
has
said
to
so.
know that. Okay. We didn't have to
Isaac
say
said,
that, but yeah, he's British. I know,
yeah,
guys,
you
it's
know,
over.
oh no, the chat's really so bad.
I know, guys. I'm
No, but
sorry.
he him and his folks, his advisors are pretty chill.
They're good people.
We still have yet to like learn a lot of stuff of like what's going on. Um oh my. Like it's still a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, but they like we're still going to be the public faces. We are definitely going to continue on and like try to work and see how this is going to go. because we are still all allowed to keep working on what we're doing and like keep going with like the creative direction that we want Forsaken to be in, and have our contributors still work on what we want them to work on. So hopefully, hopefully everything at least like
Pans out well.
pans out well. I can't be 100% sure. As much as I'd love to be 100% sure, I am only human and I am still skeptical. But
We'll
I want
just
to I want to be optimistic at least in some regard. Um
we'll just do our best. We'll continue what we're doing and see how
yeah.
it goes from there, hopefully. And hopefully it pans out well for all of us. And we can keep pushing out
Yeah.
Forsaken content for all of you in the same way. And probably a lot better now than it was
Yeah,
back
honestly,
then.
yeah, no, because this guy like this is going off of words at the moment. Like this like okay. We don't know too much about these guys, but first impressions are very important, and like we can't get a lot done even with first impressions, but they have at least promised like at least to be more available and get things done more on time compared to Soul, who was very inexperienced and was not available for us whatsoever. Um so we'll just have to see where it goes from there, but I'd like to be optimistic. I'd like to have some sort of hope in this, especially for the people that are still working on this and depend on this, because they are like family to me. I appreciate every single one of them, and honestly, if this was like panning out to be really really bad, we were just outright considering just making a new game in its entirety, just
Yeah,
kind
we
of
were
moving
all gonna
away.
move away and do
Yeah.
our own thing. But with the new current circumstances, we're definitely gonna take it as a new opportunity to turn things around for you guys and hopefully get stuff out for you.
Yeah, no. We'll try. We'll try and see how it goes. And like, it's a lot of trust that we need to build up with them, definitely. And I'd like to at least like give it a sense, like give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, and we'll just have to see. But yeah, no. I'm gonna go ahead and let Marcy go ahead and speak their piece, because they're like one of the victims of Soul and they know a lot of stuff about Soul and Ava and development, and
Mhm.
I think it's important if we let them at least have their speak in it. So here you go. I'm gonna invite you up here, Marcy.
Hello.
And
Hello.
hi.
Hello.
I'll let you go ahead
Hello.
and speak what you need to speak.
Okay. First things first. The first thing I need to get off the bat here, because I know a lot of people are wondering why I was gone in the first place. After the separation of me and Soul, and after Soul, like soon after, got with Ava, really quick, mind you, under a fucking week. Um, but we had some things that happened like with our friendship when I was talking with them, as I was talking with both Soul and Ava, and at a certain point they had downgraded me from. Okay, so the way it started was there was this time where Soul was gonna be gone for like a week. Ava was genuinely freaking the fuck out over it, and basically I was told to not do anything, do not do any directive work, do not do anything, even though I was at the time the creative director. And everything was put on to Ava, and Ava did not do anything. Ava was told to make a Trello. Ava was told to take control of like the music, like when music was getting replaced after MTF was removed due to him uh having bad relations with the dev team. That's the reason why MTF was removed, by the way. There wasn't any other reason other than MTF just generally being a scumbag with the community. But other than that, after that happened, I got told by them repeatedly like to stop doing directive work, and they downgraded me from being the co-owner and co-director and like directive lead of like basically everything, how I was like the creative director, They moved me down to just being a regular developer, and I couldn't do anything without like explicit permission. I couldn't greenlight anything without explicit permission, and basically I was put on like a much tighter like leash basically because of this new like shift in dynamics and Soul's whole excuse was that she makes anybody who she's like currently dating like the co-owner or like the co-developer, and I was telling her that at this point with how things were currently going that you literally could not do that with how we had things structured at the time. And so basically after that there was a moment where I had a brief mental breakdown on Twitter. And so I went up to Soul afterwards and I was like, "Hey, I'm I'm not a fan of how Ava constantly treats me like shit." And so Soul decided to get defensive on Ava's part, called me, said that I could leave if I wanted to, that nobody would I wouldn't cause like a huge like shift of people leaving, even though that did still happen, that I wasn't important, and that there was a reason for Ava to be angry at me when all I wanted was Ava to just like stop being a fucking dick to me. And at the same time, um it was also happening with other people on the dev team, and I still like heard it as of recently. I didn't hear like much about Ava doing like anything basically within the dev team beyond like legal documents, I guess. Like this one time when Soul was confronted about it in a group chat that she's no longer a part of. Um but after that had happened, I basically had like no further contact with Soul. I did not want to like speak with him any further, and he would just continue to like shit talk me and continue to say shit about me like in private, like even when we agreed to like leave each other alone, or when we were in group chats with people that we knew were like friends. Soul would be like a genuine like dick behind like closed curtains. Soul would be aggravated. Soul would like make shit if any of you retweeted Soul would say shit when I was talking back in around April, how I was talking about my Noli how I was talking about my Noli interpretations, and Soul was like, "You do not own Noli or anything related to them. Stop acting like you're the Noli guy," when I'm literally the guy who designed him at first for the whole fucking game and like modeled him. Um, and there was another there was two occasions where I was put into a group chat call with the both of them, and Ava would just berate me and just like call me names. Ava even like basically equalized me to a fucking pedophile at one point, with just me saying that I didn't know what they wanted me to do because of how they were reacting. And uh from like that point forward, that was just how things went with any time I got brought. Like there was two times that I was brought into like a group chat with the both of them. And Ava both of the times was extremely just fucking like toxic, manipulative, like trying to shove me into a corner where I could not like say anything, victim blaming me, saying that whatever the fuck I said in response, like whatever I said about Ava, whatever Ava did to me. K-Mate says hi. Anyways, whatever I said about Ava, like saying about me, whatever Ava did to me, whatever like happened to me afterwards, Ava was saying that I had no reason to be like saying all that, that I wasn't a victim in like anything that happened, even though I was, like, as one of my friends said, like basically like borderline mentally abused in my relationship with Soul. I remember back when she made a response back in March 18th, she had listed that she never cheated on me when she did like twice. In fact, she did like twice before that too, I think. I can't remember. But aside from that, and the development side of things, let's see here. Soul would constantly just, from what I hear, mistreat everybody, always air everybody, never fucking respond when somebody like wanted things done. Toxie got fired because of Soul, basically, because Toxie tried asking Soul for help or like insight or like anything about what to do for Noli, and so Soul just like straight up like wouldn't respond sometimes, and um I know she would do this again for like several other things, like how Soul would just like ignore or like not say anything. Uh, and I know that Ava barely did anything. From what I hear, Ava would just send like an occasional like TikTok, or like say something here and there, and then just do like all this quote unquote lore shit in DMs, and just not do her fucking job as a co-director, and then just whine about me on her private account about how I was better, about how she wasn't like, how she didn't deserve that job that she had, basically. Which was just really funny because at the same time, Ava was accusing me of copying her like a lot when Ava wound up just trying to copy me, be me a lot. I don't know if like any of you guys saw, but Ava copied like a lot of my outfits, copied a lot of like how I acted, even copying like the general idea of my Sona at one point, which was really fucking like, come on, dude. And then uh there was also some other things, like I know Soul and Ava accused me of involving myself, not involving myself, involving myself with just like really bad shit like condo games and Roblox Rule 34 shit, based on me talking to one person on an adult account that she was friends with, that was in like her like general friend circle. So I don't know why Ava accused me of that, and I don't know why Soul accused me of that, when that was just like blatant fucking lies. They tried to get me fired from Paradoxum for that shit and Comet Initiation. They tried to use that as leverage to get me fired, when it straight up just didn't work at all, and I talked to them about it all. Um Speaking of Paradoxum, I work on it. Check out Alter Ego. Thanks. What else is there? Oh, there is a lot of times where Soul would just be like completely vacant from the dev team, because Soul would be going out to just see Ava, who's composing for Alter Ego. I don't know if you know him, but his name is like Remington, and there's one other guy that I can't remember right now. Where was I? I lost my train of thought responding to you, Ego. Oh yeah, okay, I remember now. So Soul would be out a lot on weekends, basically, to go spend time with Ava, and just like ignore the dev team in general, just because she wanted to spend time with Ava or whatever. And there would be a lot of tweets that I was like informed of, especially on like a private account, where they would just like post sexual things. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, on Soul's private, there might have been minors that could have seen the type of shit that Soul was like posting about,
I can
involving.
attest for this. I got sent some interesting screenshots just now of Ava and Soul's like private accounts. I do know there's a few people like on the contributors that said that they have access to these accounts and they were minors. I don't know when these tweets were posted though, but it's still like not a good look at all.
This month. They were posted this month.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Yikes. Yeah, no, some of these people have been on this account for a bit. So yeah, no. There's definitely
Yeah.
minors.
It
That
sucks.
is really that's gross. That's really
It's gross. It's disgusting.
Yeah, and
Thank you for Dofriend for sending me those screenshots. They were terrible to read.
that's my girlfriend.
Terrible.
But yeah, there would be a lot of things like that, and let's let's see here. What else is there? I'm trying to remember. Because there would be a lot of shit that they would try to get at me for, and um oh yeah, the recent Noli remodel. I just want to let you guys know that the whole reason that started in the first place. Don't trash on the people who made that shit. By the way, I know them. The people who made it are like really really cool, and they look up to me. So I want you guys to be nice to them, or else. But the whole reason that remodel happened was just because Soul like disliked me, and Soul had spread the notion, the basically like the lie that that I involved myself in like condo shit to the model creators to try and get them to like realize, and then but they knew really early on that that was just like a straight up fucking lie. So um I think aside from that, the reason I stopped. Hey, I go. What's up?
Can I also add? I think was it not also to separate the design a little more from
That was that was like the secondary thing, but for Soul's part, it was more of to, you know, be separated from me, because he just like straight up like really disliked me.
All right.
Let's see. What else is there? I'm trying to.
Hi
I'm
guys.
trying to remember.
I'm stepping off stage.
My brain's running a blink right now. Hang on. Let me check my tweets, because I know my brain's running a blank right here, because I haven't been up here in forever talking with you guys, and I'm trying to let everything. I'm trying to like let you guys know about everything that happened. What was there? Does anybody know what I was talking about before Ego got on stage? Oh yeah, Nolan. Yeah, the modelers like figured out really early on that that wasn't the reason, and that it was just like a lie from Soul, as to remodel Noli. Also, but the whole Kazdem shit is also, a big part of it. I don't think I have much else to say beyond the fact that the reason I stopped posting about Forsaken for a bit was because Soul and Ava kind of shoved me back. Oh yeah, the reality compromise shit. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Moon. If you guys know Reality Compromised, so basically Soul and Ava were like really close friends with the higher ups in there, and they basically stalked me into that server because I was in a VC at the time, and they got me banned from that server under the previous notion that I just mentioned that they lied about for the remodel. They do stalk me a lot. They have stalked me. I mean, if it wasn't obvious by them quote retweeting my shit a lot. But aside from that, when like before March 18th, Soul and Ava basically told me to stop posting about Forsaken because it made them uncomfortable or whatever, even though I was a big part about the reason why Forsaken kind of got so popular, like social wise, I guess. And I contributed a lot to the general feel of like the dev team and leading everything. But they told me to just straight up stop talking about the game after like before March 18th happened. And it wasn't until recently when I asked Hyotoko if I could like speak again that I got yes, I got put on probation, K-mate. But it wasn't until recently that I was able to talk about them. Why can't you block them when you're stalking? I was scared of them, honestly. They spread a lot of lies about me, and a lot of people were willing to believe them because of just their general like trustworthiness at the time, I guess.
I can attest to the fact that like I don't blame Marcy for being scared, because a lot of us on the dev team were actually incredibly scared of speaking up against Ava specifically. primarily due to the fact that even if we were to approach things with Soul, Ava is always looming around Soul. I'm pretty sure they both have access to each other's accounts,
Yeah,
if I
they have
remember
full
correctly.
access
Yeah.
to each other's
Yeah,
accounts.
no,
Yeah.
and they're always usually with each other, and Ava's behaviors and mannerisms is extremely manipulative, is very, very manipulative, and Soul has admitted it themselves that they are extremely dependent on Ava emotionally. And you can only imagine what kind of dynamic that builds and how much manipulation and how easily swayed someone can be because of this. I would like to give my finest and biggest shout out to Ava for most likely being the one that pushed for the game to be sold in general.
She did. She
Yep.
did.
No.
I'm
So
just saying
I'm
this
not.
right now. March 18th. Back then, when Ava got sent to the ward, Ava was pushing for Soul to send the game like a lot. Like it was either like be in the relationship and sell the game, or like don't fucking or like break up.
Yeah.
And
No. I saw
Ava knew
screenshots.
what she was doing.
And like
Yeah.
I don't want this to be put on any of the faults of people that has like acquired this game. They're purely here for business and they see like a monetary like opportunity in this. They are very, very kind for allowing us to still continue with what we're doing, for us our team to be the same, so on and so forth. And we'll just have to build up that trust over time and see where it goes from there. But like I said, the people that you should be mad at is Soul and Ava, not them. Not the people that acquired the game, because they are actually very, very chill. They're very, very chill.
I've heard very nice things about them.
Hmm. So
Um, one other thing I want to mention about when I was still in my developer position is back when skin leads were being chosen. I think Ego remembers this. I feel like Ego would be like the one to remember this the most out of anybody that I like remember in here. Also, one other person that I know, but uh basically what happened was there was skin like there was dev leads being picked at the time for basically everything that was going on, just to get like a better, like, I guess, quote unquote grip on development, even though it wasn't really needed at the time back when I was kind of helping like direct everything. But it was that, yeah, Guy remembers. There was skin leads being there was like dev leads, or it was being talked about that dev leads were going to be picked. And when people were voting about like who should be like what for dev leads or whatever, people would bring up a lot that I should be like modeler lead or skin lead or whatever, and they were like, no, we don't need a modeler lead, or um that like afterwards they were saying that I just wanted like I just wanted like power for to be like a skin lead back then when dev leads were being picked. Uh, and
yeah.
and also Soul was also at the time was like, don't do anything without asking, and don't spend like a week on a skin, which was like I think really, really fucking dumb. That shit pissed me off. I don't know. There was a lot of things that are like really, really annoying. Do you remember when you said you were doing something like of the like, oh yeah, there was a lot of times where I was still basically directing. I'm gonna be honest. A bit ago, I kind of still was related to Noli stuff, but just like way in the back. Um, Nobody really like noticed, but I would be like sort of there, kind of just like leading shit, kind of giving my own like thoughts and opinions for certain things. But Ava and Soul, no, I didn't make Tenebrosa Sangue. No, that's not me. Don't worry. Um, but basically, they told me to stop like directing or like saying anything about direction. So I would just wind up doing a lot of things under the table. Like I would wind up doing the blue dude head, and getting the animations in. I would do the cupcakes remodel. I would do like the 2-time wings. I even mentioned the notion of like redesigning Taff at a certain point. Taff is my baby, by the way. I basically made Taff. Anything about Soul trying to like take ownership of Taff. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Taff is my baby. Taff is my baby. So is Noli. The only ones that Soul like really owns, I guess, is Chance and 2-time. But even then, they're so far disconnected. And by the way, for Cerulean, um, the design of that, like the inspiration or whatever, was robbed from other people. Ava would like constantly like copy other people's OCs, other people's arts, Sona's fucking. There was a time where fucking Ava tried to like sell somebody's like OC design for money, like a while ago. And her excuse was like, but I wanted the money." Um, uh, the last thing I want to say, for one of the people that Soul cheated on me with, she actively manipulated them into thinking that I was cheating on her at the time for whatever reason, which fucking like really gross. And the other person, I'm just gonna air it out right now. Scarlett, still not a good person. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I've heard a lot of shit about them, with them being involved with like rape fetish or whatever, and I do not think they should be. I do not think they should be around, because apparently they were also roped in to this type of thing, but they kind of like indulged in like cheating on me at the time.
Yeah. No. Just to kind of further expand into like the whole like private stuff as well. I just got confirmation from another person that has access to the account and has taken screenshots of the private account. There, like where the sexual interactions happened. They were like, what this said person is 16, and they had access to account where Soul and Ava were both talking about sexual topics, posting photos of things that of suggestive things, and they are definitely not good people whatsoever. There is countless screenshots of evidence to back this up. It is on Twitter. I can't post it here for obvious reasons because I don't want to put that out to like a bunch of people. So they just know that at least they're not the best people. You should not be supporting them at all. Um, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. This information is literally so new to me right now. I'm literally learning it
Yeah,
at this moment.
there's a lot that even a lot of like people in the development team haven't been aware of or know, because me personally, I know like a lot about what's been going on. I have I don't know if any of you know, there was a role called the Dangerous Agency, which was like a really tight knit group that involved like Soul, me, and like 3 other buddies that were basically administrators for the server. And we were supposed to be like they were supposed to be like the third in command if I was going to be the second and Soul was going to be the first. It was going to be like that. Bring the agency back. um but basically, what was there I was going to say? Fuck, my brain's blanking a lot. um oh god, my brain is blanking so much.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I'm trying to remember like everything that happened. Um ugh,
Goodness,
ugh.
it is so much.
There's too much.